Welcome back. This is Mysticallylily. Thank you for being here. Everything I share is meant to bring clarity to the shifts you're feeling, the openings you're sensing, and the multidimensional activity moving through your field right now. When something in your life feels out of place, or when your dreams feel more real than the physical world, there is always a reason for it. So settle in, open your field, and let's go into the deeper mechanics of timeline bleed-throughs and what they actually mean for you. There are moments in your life when reality becomes porous, where something slips through the edges of your awareness that doesn't belong to the timeline you're living in. You may have dreams that feel like lived memories, even though you've never experienced them in this lifetime. You may feel emotional waves that don't match your current circumstances, or see flashes of images, places, or events that come with a familiarity you can't explain. These experiences are not random, and they're not failures of the mind. These are timeline bleed-throughs. A timeline bleed-through occurs when two versions of your consciousness come close enough in frequency that the boundary between them momentarily dissolves. You exist across multiple timelines simultaneously, each one containing a different version of you, shaped by different choices, different outcomes, and different emotional imprints. Most of the time, these timelines stay sealed away from each other, allowing you to have a stable, linear experience. But as you evolve, and as the planetary architecture shifts, the membranes between those timelines begin to thin. When that thinning happens, the you from another path, another life, or another frequency begins to cross into your awareness. These bleed-throughs usually show up first in dreams because dreaming places you in a frequency where your consciousness is no longer anchored to the limitations of the waking mind. A child, especially between the ages of 4 and 10, can have repeated dreams that feel frightening or vivid, because their field is wide open and their timelines have not yet been sealed. What they are seeing is not always symbolic. Often, it is an unfiltered window into another version of themselves. Timeline bleed-throughs tend to appear during periods of transition. They come forward when something inside you is shifting, when your identity is loosening around the edges, or when you stand at a crossroads where the next choice will reshape your life. Before your physical reality changes, your inner timelines begin rearranging themselves. Old paths release their hold, new paths move closer, and in the space where those paths overlap, bleed-throughs arrive. Planetary shifts amplify this even further. Solar winds, geomagnetic disturbances, and plasma surges soften the dimensional membranes not just around the planet, but within your personal field. When Earth moves, you move. And during those times, your timelines move with you. It becomes easier for the versions of you that exist just to the side of this reality to step forward, even if only for a moment. But the deeper question is why this happens. What is the purpose of a timeline bleed-through? Sometimes the reason is integration. Another version of you holds a strength, a level of consciousness, or a memory that your current identity is ready to absorb. The bleed-through brings it to the surface so that you can merge with the part of yourself that has already mastered what you are learning now. Sometimes the reason is release. A timeline that shaped your emotional body may be closing. It cannot follow you into the next phase of your evolution, but it still holds residue. That residue rises in the form of a dream, a memory, a feeling, or a vivid moment that makes no sense until you realize it isn't coming from here. It is coming from a version of you that is preparing to dissolve so you can move forward without it. And sometimes the reason is redirection. Your higher self shifts your trajectory long before your physical body takes action. When this happens, two potential versions of you come close together. You feel the pull of both. You sense the life you could have lived and the life you are being moved toward. This overlap is not confusion, it is alignment in progress. What timeline bleed-throughs always indicate is that your consciousness is advancing faster than your physical reality. You are stepping into a new frequency band, and your inner architecture is updating itself. The identity you've been walking with is loosening its grip. The identity you're becoming is moving closer. You are in the in-between, and the in-between is where the multi-dimensional layers of you reveal themselves. These bleed-throughs are signs of movement. They are signs of expansion. They are signs that your soul is gathering the pieces of itself that belong to the path ahead of you. When they arrive, they are telling you that reality is shifting around you and that you're preparing to step into a more aligned version of yourself. Timeline bleed-throughs are not predictions and they're not warnings. They are communication. They are your multidimensional self showing you who you've been, who you are, and who you're becoming all at once. Thank you for listening and for holding space for this deeper teaching. If this brought clarity or resonance, stay connected. I'll continue sharing what I'm seeing as the grids shift and as we move into the next bandwidth together. This is Mysticallylily, and I'll see you in the next video.